imagine you're in your 50s and you've only now just got the house of your dreams. You have your mortgage all sorted, you've got a job where you're respected, that you really enjoy, that you're well educated for, and it's in your field. You got a partner and kids, you maybe even have a little holiday home somewhere, or a caravan, or whatever the fuck. You'd feel like pretty good about yourself, wouldn't you? You know, you'd feel pretty chuffed about who you've become and who you are. But let's say you only now recently just got those things, like within the past half a decade maybe. Would you feel like a failure? Would you feel like you're not as successful as the people around you? I doubt it, because you are successful. There's this whole idea that specifically young people have, that you have to, you know, by 18 you gotta know what you're gonna do, and then by 20 you gotta be doing what you initially planned to do. So then by your mid-20s you'll have everything sorted, everything figured out. You'll be ready to settle down, have a family, already have your house and like a dog and a goldfish. And if you're not there, or if you're not on that path, you're somehow not good enough, or you're being left behind by your peers, the people who you were in school with. You're not living up to the expectations of, say, your parents, because they were in a different situation than you at that age. And so you feel like you're not as good as everyone else. You feel like a bit of a failure. But the thing is, imagine if you were in that case, if you were in that state right now, where would you actually be? I know that sounds like kind of like a redundant question, but I'll tell you where I would be, right? So right now, I'm in university, and by the time I'm 25, I would just be graduating. If I wasn't in university right now, by the time I'm 25, I would probably have had a house. And maybe a couple of kids. Probably in some job that I don't like, that I'm not well equipped for, where I'm not respected, where I don't really have much respect for the other people there. And I'd probably be pretty miserable with a shitty rundown car. I mean, granted, the car that I have now is shitty and rundown, but let's just say I can afford a car, but the only one that I can afford is a shitty rundown one. I feel like I would be pretty fucking miserable because I didn't take the time that I needed. I didn't do the things that I needed to do in order to get there. I just went the same way that everyone else did and hoped that it would work for me. But fact of the matter is, I'm not everybody else. I'm just myself. And there's not much I can really do about that. Yeah, I may not be where my peers are. My peers are having kids and getting engaged, and they have their own houses. They have their own dogs and goldfishes. I don't. I still live at home with my mother. I still have a car that is really shitty and leaking right now. I'm still in school, in university. I'm not quite as skilled as I want to be when it comes to art. I'm definitely nowhere near where I want to be. And would I have preferred it if I were to get to where I want to be sooner? Obviously. But that's just not how it plays out sometimes. And I've accepted that. And instead of comparing myself to other people and trying to catch up with these other people, I'm just taking my time and doing what I have to do to get to where I want to go. Because my destination and fucking Becky up the road's destination is not going to be the same. It'll never be the same. And that's okay. You know, people my age, some older, some younger, again, so stressed out. So fucking stressed out because they're not billionaires yet. They haven't made it big on TikTok, and as a result don't have a fucking mansion in the hills. They haven't found their true love. They haven't had 5 kids and a picket fence. Like, I was like, bro, I'm 22. I got plenty of time. Yeah, I may not be living my dream life right now, but I'm not exactly living a miserable one, and I'm working towards living the life that I want to live. And that's all anyone can really ask for. You know, there's so many things that I wanted to do. I wanted to be a police dog handler. I wanted to be a psychiatric nurse. I wanted to be a psychiatrist. You know, I wanted to be an art therapist at one point. If I had continued down those routes, I would be so unhappy right now. Yeah, I probably would have finished uni by now, and I might even have a good job. But I'd be so fucking unhappy. But instead, I decided to take a different route and do what I wanted to do, and have been wanting to do, actually. And yeah, you know, it's taken me some time. But again, you need time sometimes, and that's fine. That doesn't make you any less of a person. That doesn't make you more of a failure than other people. I'm still gonna get to my destination at some point. It might be a little later than others. I might need to work a little harder than others. But, I mean, I'm willing to put in the work. If it's something that I really want, then I'm gonna do it. And it's very easy to just sit down and listen to, you know, parents, for example, saying that, oh, well, you know, when I was your age, I had a house and a mortgage and 2 cars and 5 kids and 3 goldfishes. But times have changed and people are different. Shock. I know. Shock fucking horror. I think I've said this before in another video, but, you know, at my age, my mother was, she had a mortgage, she had a husband, she had a kid, she had 3 jobs, I think. But she hated those 3 jobs. She couldn't provide her kid what she really wanted to provide him. The house was not fun to live in, and her husband wasn't someone that she got along with very well. So yeah, it may have seemed like she had it all, but she wasn't happy. And it's taken her until she's almost 50 to actually start being happy. And yeah, that, you know, it sucks in retrospect, but at least she's happy now, you know? She's still got a way to go, but she's working towards it. And nobody can ask any more of that. I may look like a failure to the people around me because I'm taking my time. I'm taking my sweet fucking time. But I know that I need to take my time. I know what my goals look like, roughly. I know what I want, and it's going to take me some time to get there, but I'm willing to do it. So yeah, while all the people that I was in school with seem to be doing better than me, seem to be a lot further in life, I don't feel the need to chase them anymore like I did before. I don't feel the need to catch up. I've stopped comparing myself to the successes of others because I'd rather be happy. I mean, if they're happy, then awesome. But I know that if I was in their position right now, I wouldn't be. So if you ever feel like you are behind or you're being left behind by the people your age, just think about it that way. Would you be happy if you were in their position right now? Or would you be happier in 5, 10, 15, 20 years' time where you're in a better position and you've worked towards it and you're better off than you would have been had you been in your old friend from school's position back when you were 22? Did that make sense? I think that was just like a complete word vomit, but I think that made sense. Brain's not working. This is the second time I've recorded this. Stop comparing yourself to others. Stop comparing yourself to other people's timelines because your timeline is not going to match up. And that's fine. That's allowed. That's okay. Doesn't make you a bad person. Doesn't make you a failure. Okay?